Hey skaters, it's Stace here from Next Edge Tutorials, and today's lesson I'm going to be showing you the easiest way to start learning a forward outside loop. So before I show you this really easy way to learn a forward outside loop, what does a loop look like? So I'm going to start here. I'm going to be doing a left forward outside loop. So I pull my arms up, I bend, I push, press the edge, and through. So a forward outside loop remains on the forward outside edge the whole entire time. You go from a big circle to a smaller circle, and this is what makes it really tricky, but I know we can do it. Now, what are some mistakes that happen while doing a forward outside loop? Well, the very first one that I'm gonna show you, it actually turns backwards in between and then you turn forwards again. So it looks like this. Bend, push, backwards, forwards. So you actually don't remain going forwards the whole entire time. It has this pause where you flip backwards and then flip forwards again. Now the second mistake is that it never increases speed. So you just remain on a great forward outside edge all the way around, and it looks like this. You bend, you push, you swing, and nothing happens. So we're not increasing our speed to get that tight loop circle. All right, now we are ready to learn this forward outside loop. And I'm gonna give you this method that I use all the time. It's called the big circle method. So we're gonna start, the very first thing that we're gonna start with is learning about our shoulders and our free leg. So I have this great exercise that you're gonna do going down the ice. We're gonna push onto our left leg, left arm back, right arm in front. We're gonna go bend, push, and hold. Bend, and rise. Bend, and rise. Bend, and rise. So this is it. This is all that we're gonna do on this very first step is get an understanding of how we're inside of our circle. The free leg and the arms do this swooshing movement through and hold. Then the other way. Here, swoosh and hold. And you feel it against your shoulders. You want to make sure that your weight is all the way over on that left leg or all the way over on the right leg here. Now let's go down the ice doing this exercise, just focusing on the arms and free leg. And swoosh through. Bend and rise. Bend and rise. Bend, we're inside the circle, and rise up. Bend and rise. So this is the very first step that you're gonna do. Super simple, just working on that swooshing movement through. Now the second thing that we're gonna learn is the edge pressure. We wanna get this ripping sound. So what we're gonna take is that first step and we're gonna add that pressure coming up. So we're gonna take the swing roll, we're gonna bend, and we're gonna add more pressure now. Push, rip. And I'm pressing against the edge. Press, push, press. Bend, push, press. I am applying more pressure on that outside edge, and then I rise up, so it's less pressure. Then again, bend, apply the pressure, rise up. And you should almost hear this ripping sound of the edge, and then you know you are doing it correct. So let's go back down the ice, doing the exact same thing. All right, here we go. So we're gonna bend, we're gonna push, and we're gonna rip the edge. Bend, rip, push, rip, bend, rip the edge. Now this could look very similar to the first exercise, but it's more intense. You are feeling that skating leg pressure with the blade. Now I'm gonna challenge you even more with this exercise, putting step 1 and step 2 together. So we have the barrier here. We're actually gonna skate away from the barrier and then come back. So we know that we are getting that edge pressure. So we're gonna push forward and then press the edge and come back. So we're working on that pressure around and coming back to the barrier. So we're gonna do it one more time. Again, pushing away and then coming back. So we're gonna go push, press, and then rip it back around. Now, once you get that step down, we're gonna start applying even more pressure and we're gonna start making a loop all the way around, skating forwards. And this third step can be a bit tricky because it's at this point that people want to flip backwards and do a 3-turn. But we want to remain forward. So that's why I call it the big circle method, because we're on a bigger circle here. We haven't quite tightened it up to a loop yet. So we're gonna take this same exercise, but the difference is we're gonna exit going the other way. So we're gonna hold it all the way around and then exit towards the other barrier. So we're gonna bend our knees, we're gonna push, we're gonna push, we're gonna press the edge and then exit. And you can already see, oh my goodness, that's starting to look more like a loop. So let's do it one more time just to make sure that we have the understanding of pushing in all the way around and exiting towards the other barrier. Bend, push. Here's that swooshing pressure of the blade coming out towards the other barrier. And then what you want to start doing is just start getting it tighter and tighter. And how I like to think about, well, how big should my loop be? It's about your waist size. That's how big your loop should be. It shouldn't be this massive loop. You want it to be nice and tight, about the size of your waist. So if you're loving this lesson on the forward outside loop, you're gonna wanna learn the 4 turns that we have in figure skating. I want you to click on the link below in the description for your free PDF guide on the 4 turns that we have in figure skating. This includes our 3 turns, brackets, counters, and rockers, forward outside, forward inside, back outside, and back inside. It's gonna give you more knowledge of our figure skating turns and help you out. So when you're ready, give it a click. All right, we're gonna take that 3rd step and we're gonna move down the ice, and the goal is every single time to get tighter and tighter until it is waist big. So I'm gonna set up, I'm gonna bend my knees, I'm gonna push, I'm gonna focus on that pressure around, holding. Little pump, pull up again, press, a bit tighter. And then we're gonna really try to tighten it up. And this is the easiest method that I have found that really works for skaters because it gets them comfortable on the bigger circle, focusing on the arms and the free leg, and then start adding the pressure and then tightening it up, because what happens is we do tend to turn it into a 3-turn because it creates too much tightness too quick, and then it just 3 turns backwards. So by learning the 3 steps, it's really gonna help you get that forward outside loop that you've always wanted. So there you have it. That is our lesson today on the forward outside loop. But before I let you go, let's recap on what we learned. So your very first step is going to be just getting the shoulders and the free leg moving. So we're gonna push and swoosh and hold. Push, swoosh and hold. The second step, it's about applying that pressure in the blade, that press and release. So we're combining that first step and we're adding the second one. So same thing, bend and press. You can see that edge tighten up, push and tighten up. And the third step is going to be where we push forward, big circle around, and then exit out. So we're gonna go push, press around and hold. So it's not quite a loop because it's not nice and small, but you're getting comfortable just holding on that forward outside edge. Now, this is my way of teaching a loop. I want you to give it a go because it might help you out. Thanks for watching Next Edge Tutorials and looking forward to seeing you in our next lesson.